All right, I first want to make clear to everybody that same as the last Halloween special we did, it is out of continuity and so you can die. Okay, so I would advise don't throw caution to the wind because you know it's out of continuity, because you don't want to be the one that's sitting there with nothing to do for the whole rest of the session because you rushed in and got yourself killed somewhere. I'm looking at that corner of the table.
Back porch at 2:09 p.m.
We'll come back to that
Camp,
sound.
the 3rd of November 2019, 14 hours, 10 minutes, and 33 seconds.
Everybody hear how the sound is coming from my headphones here? Okay, then we won't have to do the demonstration later. You've heard it.
Can we level up our skills?
No. Nope, this is out of continuity, and it will all make sense once we get the story.
Don't mark anything?
Right, don't mark anything. You're still probably going to want to take some notes.
Okay.
So let's just cut straight to it. Are we ready for story time?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so, you know, because of this surgery recovery, Tara and I have had a lot of opportunity to watch a lot of television, and it's been reminding me how much science fiction loves their stories about alternate timelines, parallel dimensions, mirror universes. Science fiction loves to imagine different planes of existence. And some people, even in our real world, think it might be true. Some parallel universes would be very similar to ours with only minor differences. Maybe in one universe over here you're left-handed. In another you might have a different hair color. Or maybe you were born in a different place or in a different time. Some other dimensions could have huge differences. Hitler never rose to power. Kennedy was never assassinated. It rains donuts. Or you were never born. Maybe there's even a universe where you never joined Doulos. In fact, with the threads of probability being infinite, surely in one of those other dimensions, universes, timelines, realities, the four of you are bad guys. Thieves, smugglers, brigands, rogues. I think the word we're looking for here is pirates. So we're going to play an alternate reality game where you guys are pirates. That's going to be your ship for this story, okay? And as far as the people, I was thinking we would have Bosk is the leader, the captain, a remorseless super warrior, a tornado, a bulldozer, a crashing wave leaving chaotic destruction behind him. He chooses to be the blunt object, but he's smart enough to know that sometimes a scalpel is better than a sledgehammer. So he has Hira, his trusted lieutenant and first mate, the strategizing brains of the team who can pick any lock, hack any computer, pass unnoticed through any security system. On numerous occasions, Hira has used technology and intelligence to stealthily get the team into a place, just to have Bosk use a cannon to blow holes in walls to quickly get them back out. Then we have Baronix, the calculating assassin. The team's most deadly weapon, master of stealth and poisons, the blade, the dart. When there is a dead body found in a completely sealed and undisturbed room, they'll probably conclude natural causes, while Baronix hides a sly grin. And then we have Bardak, the eldest and voice of reason. The big picture is what he sees most clearly. In addition to valued wise counsel, he is an expert pilot, driver, and mariner. And he's the team's torture expert.
Oh my.
Fascinated by human frailty and vulnerability of will. No secret hides for long from Bardak. Now, if any of you are thinking this is the sort of character you wouldn't want to play, remember, it's Halloween. Think of it as a costume. Okay, so what we are going to do is I'm going to post those character summaries to the Hangout so that you guys can refer to them as we go. Okay, so everybody's got that?
Mm-hmm.
So the backstory that I was thinking, a little bit of backstory, is that Bosk killed the captain of the ship and took over as captain. And maybe one or more of the rest of you at this table are secretly plotting to be the next one to be promoted by assassination. So Busk should probably watch his back. Until then, you are a team. And there is no M-U-R-D-E-R in the word team, now is there?
Yeah.
You all need each other for your specialized skills. You have a common goal, getting the riches and the notoriety. And both have been going very well. And it is your notoriety that has gotten you your current job. A man on Smuggler's Notch called Crowlix hired you to infiltrate a high-tech building on Brindle and steal the only Ming mecha chip in existence. This little box has little wire posts sticking out of it, and you guys put it into a large case to transport it. The 50,000 credits that Crowlix offered for it is the biggest job you've had in years. The heist went smoothly, then you spent 6 days in jump space, and now you have exited jump space into the Stukimi system, heading for Smuggler's Notch, and you'll be there in an hour or so. Okay, so there's our setup.
Can you repeat the name of the chip?
Of what?
The chip.
Ming Mecha.
Mecca.
Does it strike you, anybody is familiar?
Oh, yeah.
So in this universe, you went on the job that Mink had gone on in your universe, okay? We have a couple of business items to tend to. First of all, since you guys are not Doulos, you don't have comm cuffs. So you have comm collars. These collars that you wear that you can, as you guys heard, you can hear people talking on the speaker, or you can flip a switch and pull this out and go into private mode with an earphone in your ear, okay? So you have it can be where everybody can hear it, or it can be where only you can hear it. Also, we will not be using any of your character's skills or modifiers, etc. for this system, okay? When you do your rolls, we will be adding nothing because you are not those characters. You're parallel universe characters, okay? But to soften that blow a bit, all rolls will only need a 7 or higher to succeed rather than an 8, okay? And when you roll 2 6-sided dice, what is the most common result you're going to get?
7.
That's right. So the odds are in your favor. And then finally, this is not your Doulos ship. There are not 4 positions on it. There is a pilot and co-pilot seat, and that is it. So the pilot also does weapons. Okay, whoever the pilot is of the ship is also going to control the weapons. Well, why did your eyes light up? Yes, there are weapons on this ship. Okay. On the underside of it, if somebody would, on the underside, you have a railgun. Anybody, railgun? It like fires like metal rods very fast, okay? So on the underside of it is a railgun. Now, that's really cool and all, but remember, it does create a blind spot above you, since your railgun is on the bottom. But it is a turret that can swivel around any direction, okay? Also on the underside is a torpedo launcher. So you guys, yeah, we see nothing. It's just to help our imagination a bit. Also on the underside is a torpedo launcher, okay? So we will come back to how those weapons work. We need to start with the pilot controls the weapons as well as flies the ship. Then there is a co-pilot seat. Obviously he can also fly the ship, or she, but also handles ops like ship systems and sensors, as well as they would probably be using the comms. But as I was thinking about that, either the pilot or the co-pilot, because you use comms, that's fine. So you guys are going to need to decide who is the pilot, who is the co-pilot, but there's still 2 jobs to go. You guys are going to have 2 people below decks. 2 people that are mechanic/engineer going around fixing things. We just took some damage from the enemy ship. Somebody's got to do a repair. It's going to be these 2 guys. We are going to have the repairs mini game during battles. Okay, so, but it's a simplified version of the repairs mini game. So if you remember the repairs mini game and you think, man, I don't want anything to do with that, it is simpler. I've created a simplified version. So they're also weapons support. The torpedo has to be loaded manually. So you got somebody below decks who, after you've launched a torpedo, if you want to launch another one, somebody has to manually load it below decks. But or for that matter, if the railgun jams or something like that, they're going to take care of that. So we got the pilot, who also does weapons, the co-pilot, who also does ship systems and sensors, and then we've got 2 mechanic/weapons support below decks. I will issue one final warning, and that is the below decks people can't do the bridge jobs. You guys will not be able to swap. Whoever are our 2 pilots, they're the only people who know how to fly the ship, how to read the sensors scans, how to run a diagnostic on the ship systems. And then, yeah, as far as like fixing things down below, you bridge crew probably wouldn't know much about that. So whoever is bridge crew will not be able to do below decks jobs. Below deck people can't do bridge jobs. You guys figure out what you want to do, and I forgot my dice, so I'll be back in a minute.
Well, my description says I'm the expert pilot, so I think I should be the pilot.
Well, I'm the leader.
Yeah, the leader doesn't pilot things.
No, yeah, it has weapons.
Yes, but the captain of a ship is not the same guy who steers the ship.
I'm the most deadly weapon. The
I'm
masters
the expert
of stuff.
pilot.
I'll be the pilot.
You could be the co-pilot.
You could be the
You
co-pilot.
can be the co-pilot.
When there is a dead body in a completely
The captain of the ship is not the same guy who steers the
Yeah,
ship.
but then the pilot can control the weapons.
Yeah, and it
Well,
says I'm
I
the
could-
expert pilot.
Right.
Yeah,
I
but
could
a tornado
build
or
the
bulldozer or a
torpedoes.
crashing wave, so that means I should control the weapons because that's what.
What does it say? No, that's your personality, not your skill set.
Well, let's add a little complication to this. For instance, the weapons that each one of you own, I'm going to let you make that up as we go. If you're in some situation where you say, boy, would it be nice to have some grenades right about now, I'll snap my fingers, poof, you have grenades. So
It's like magic.
I would apply the same thing here. I mean, like you said, it's the description of a character, sort of. But yes, it
Well, I
does
was
say
saying,
you're an expert.
Yeah. Plus, if you're boarding a ship, I would think the pilot would often be the one that stays behind. So if you're like the guy who's blowing up walls with cannons, like I'm the person that would pick you up from that.
Right.
And you know what? I'll go ahead and spoil something. You will be boarding a ship in a hostile sort of way.
Wait,
so would you?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So I can have like any weapon or anything I can have?
Except for your Samus. Yes.
Just different ones.
We've had 2. That was in an old version of the Halloween story, and it won't be that way this time. But yes, I mean, within reason. If you want to say you want to own every rocket launcher that was ever invented and carry them all at once, obviously I'll say no. But so yes, that's a good thing to consider. Is that when you guys board a ship, are you going to want to be there, or are you going to want to be on the bridge? You know,
It depends on what weapons I have.
As I said, pretty much anything you want. You'll find that, as with pretty much everything I write, weapons will not be the tool that's going to be best to handle the job.
Well, and actually, I think Hero would be a better co-pilot because she, in the description, I mean, I can get into their
Yeah.
security, into their
So you
computer.
could be, like you could maybe remotely hack into their navigation
Yeah.
system, shut them down or something.
And I
redirect
could
their missiles or whatever.
I think that's,
Torpedoes.
yeah.
I could be like
Then I'll be the person who puts
the
the
super
missiles in.
weapon.
Well,
Would be
that's,
below deck.
yeah. I mean, you guys could
Loading the
both do that
torpedoes.
and fixing things.
Can I have a collection of weapons?
I don't see why not. We'll wait till we get to that part of the story.
Yeah, below deck.
So you guys got it all figured out? And who's the main pilot? You? So, we talked about who each of you are. We talked about a little bit about the ship. We talked about the different positions on it. I maybe should have waited until now to ask the question, but why don't we come back to this that you are right, about an hour from Smuggler's Notch.